I want to share a story about a fellow member and how First Aid for Gunshot Wounds certification saved his life in a kayaking incident. Here is Andrew's story.
Well, Andrew, it's really nice to meet you at long last. I hear you have an interesting story. I know you took one of our First Aid for Gunshot Wound courses, but I understand that the incident was not a gunshot wound. So what exactly happened to you? Can you share it?
Yes, sir. Well, I'd gone out to have a nice peaceful day on the lake in a kayak, and it didn't turn out that way. As I was entering the water, I ended up coming out of the kayak, and the bank was a lot steeper and the shelf was a lot deeper. And as I tried to pull myself out, I kept kind of sliding back in. And so I came back down on a branch that went through in and out of my foot. To make matters more interesting, there was an alligator over on one side of the bank. I felt, the blood pumping out of my foot, and then I looked back and the alligator was no longer there. So that was a motivating factor to get out of the water real quick. But when I did exit the water finally, I realized that I had an arterial bleed because of what I'd learned in the class. I saw, blood under pressure coming out of my foot, bright red. So I knew tourniquet or hemostatic gauze, which I'd received in a trauma kit that I'd gotten as a result of the class 2 days prior. I decided for whatever reason to go with combat gauze, and it sounds like it worked out because I was able to pack my foot properly based on what the class had taught me, and then I was able to apply pressure for 3 minutes or so, noticed there was no more bleeding, and then wrapped it in a pressure gauze, pressure bandage, and drove to the hospital.
Well, that's quite a story. So you got all this information out of the classroom portion of the First Aid for Gunshot Wounds course that you went to?
Yes, sir.
When you were doing the skill stations, and you're packing this 12 feet of combat gauze into the skill station wound packing trainer, did you ever think that you'd be packing these 12 feet into your own foot?
I sure didn't, no, not whatsoever, and it even kind of freaks me out a little bit today to see that that's how much went into that wound.
Yeah, because it really wasn't that big of a wound, was it?
It wasn't all that deep, I don't believe, but it compresses so much, which of course is what it's supposed to do. It did its job and it stopped the bleeding, so. They said it's likely, even down to a couple of hours possibly, had I come in later, that I would have lost the foot, and had I waited even longer, it might have become a blood infection and possibly affected my longevity.
I'm just curious, if you had not taken this course, when you were lying there with the stick through your foot, the blood going into the water, and the alligator, who is no longer visible, and you're wondering where he is, what do you think would have happened?
I think I would have still gotten out of the water, but once I had to examine the wound, I think I probably would have just ended up wrapping a shirt or something around it that was on hand. And as I know now, that's not going to stop an arterial bleed. And of course, passing out or worse could have occurred.
Well, Andrew, thank you very much for your insight and your thoughts on this. But
it's my pleasure.
It's a pleasure to meet you and find out your story and hear how you treated it.
I'll thank you all for what you do.
Our First Aid for Gunshot Wounds course will teach you knowledge that can be applied to any tragic accident where there is massive bleeding. Car accidents, sporting accidents, this course is for everyone. Knowing how to properly use the skills and tools can save a life. Get certified today and make sure you are prepared. Go to gunlawseminar.com to sign up for one of our First Aid seminars now. And thank you, Andrew, for sharing your story with us.